Chen is head of international at KraneShares.
I think China's total fertility rate is around 1.1 to 1.2 children per woman. This is way or well below the replacement level of 2.1 and probably among the lowest level in the world. But even with a small rebound, literally last year to about 9.5 million children, that still fell by about 1.39 million. So this means China probably will age faster, but it also means the policymaker will push the shifts towards high productivities in the sectors such as service sector. They probably look more rapidly to upgrading and also focus on the silver economy opportunities in healthcare, elder care, or age-friendly technologies. I think now the policy's priorities will likely to include raising the effective retirement age. Believe it or not, I shall, if I work in China, to retire in a few years' time. And I think they would also work on expanding vocational retraining and improving child care, housing support to families to make them feel more confident of having more children.
The interesting thing about this conversation, whether you're talking about China or Europe, is the birth rate obviously is of enormous concern. Governments can pull the levers of policy, can't they? It doesn't necessarily mean that women will go out and have more babies.
That's totally true. It really depends on a lot of the factors. Income, also, it has the one-child policy since 1980s for decades. It's very hard to change that sentimental feelings towards the policy overnight. That's also why government is incentivizing for families that have more children as one. Second, provide more fair and encourage working environment towards women, and also giving more child care in the system to reduce tuition fees or helping you on the monthly expenses, etc., etc. Eventually, they do hope that can turn into a more of results they can see, hopefully. But I agree with you. It will take time for this to work out, and the government is doing everything they can at the moment to introduce friendly policies to build up the confidence.
Let's talk about debt. Let's talk about debt, because economies around the world are concerned about debt. China's concerned about debt. What's it doing about debt, and in particular, local government debt?
Local government debt has been, a long effort. If you remember this, probably about almost 10 years ago, they have to reduce this debt on the local government, or even on some of the shadow banking systems. They do spend efforts on that to deleveraging, and that story or that lessons is learned in the hard way. So that's why you felt this time around the policy easing are all centered around targeted or managed or orderly cuts, interest rates or cuts, the lending rates through banking systems, rather than corporates go and borrow, find any channels that you can. So one is more of like a managed, orderly way of easing in that way. That's one. And also allowing local government to issue certain special purpose bond, but used to advance your cities, could be infrastructure, could be the manufacturing upgrading or advancing your manufacturing chain purpose for that. The local governments need to find a better way to rely on as a source of income than, rely on land sales. But I think over time, higher labor income shares and stronger small business support, which is all the policy introduced of cutting risks, give corporates favorite policies are aimed for. You will have more of, inclusive public services can expand, and the tax base as a result. So making local finance more sustainable without relying on land sales.